Yo, what's up? My name is RetroPat, and welcome back to more Dungeon Defenders. This should be episode 156. Dungeon Defenders is an incredibly deep game, and I try to learn a little more every single time. And hopefully, due to all of that learning I've done over the past year or so over Dungeon Defenders, I would love to be able to complete my first ever Ruthless map. I'm going to try it today, fellas. It's very, very possible that I try and I fail, but that's what this game is all about. Every failure represents growth. Every failure represents opportunity and learning, and that's how it is. You have to keep going over and over and trying over and over again until you can finally defend that dungeon. We're going to jump into Halloween Spooktacular on Ruthless difficulty. I've literally never defeated any map on Ruthless difficulty. It is actually a new difficulty, well, pretty new, especially in terms of Dungeon Defenders, when the game's been out for, I don't know, over 12 years now at this point. 12, 13, 14 years this game's been out. Jeez, are we gonna have a 15th anniversary at some point? That's ridiculous to even think about. That anyways, Ruthless, yeah, a new difficulty added over the past year or so. It's pretty crazy to see. It's so much more difficult than Nightmare, so much more difficult. Thankfully, not having a timer at the start here, which is nice as well. Someone told me in the comments recently they think that one of the, quote unquote easier Ruthless maps is actually Halloween Spooktacular, the first one, not the second one, which is a perfect, it's the perfect time. It's the perfect time to attempt it. It's the perfect reason. I love playing games. The older I get, the more I enjoy playing games on theme. When it's around October, playing those horror games, playing those Halloween maps, it's just a little extra fun to spice things up, and I think it's kind of comfy and cozy. So we're going to see if I'm actually able to beat this today, and I really don't know how close it will be. I want to place a nice ensnare aura right around the crystal that will be able to hit incoming minions from all directions. There are so many different zones around here. We're going to put a full aura stack of ensnare, strength drain, and electric. We're going to do the same thing over here, especially since there are spider spawns. Pull it out a little bit so it has the most range while still fully protecting this crystal. Same thing, strength drain, ensnare, and electric aura. And then finally, also an aura stack over here, just really having one at every single crystal, giving me the most safety possible, which I feel like is going to be important on a run like this, especially my first ever attempt. I can change things up from here. I might even attempt this multiple times if I just can't beat it the first time. I think it might be possible with my stats. We'll just have to see. I'll have to play it by ear and see if it's even possible, which I think it should be. Let's go ahead and drop our mana, switch over to, and here's the tough question, what do we switch over to? Do we switch to our summoner and set up defenses? Do we switch to our mage? I think we need DPS. I think DPS is crucial. If we can out DPS things, we don't really need walls as much. So I think lightning towers are going to be an absolute must. The problem is, where do I actually put them? I think back here somewhere, one there. Should I just do one at each zone? Just one for now. I have 260 mana. I don't have like the most amount of mana here. I think this either at this corner up here or far in the back to where they can't get to them. I don't know where the spiders will spawn. I think having this up forward here will be more beneficial, allowing it to have more range of the map. I think that's fine. And then over here, then we have just enough mana for one more lightning tower. That'll be perfect. And we'll go ahead and place this lightning tower, I think right here or around here. And then hopefully get archers and walls and such and defenses in front of that at some point. But oh, there we go. This is the start. I'm not feeling super confident about it, but let's see what it can manage. Switching over to my barbarian to actually have him out for the combat wave itself, to output some DPS and pump upgrades into things. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's rip the band-aid off. Let's attempt the first wave. It's only 70 minions. Surely it can't be that hard, right, guys? That's the copium argument. I'm going to slash around, do a lot of damage, get some mana. Honestly, wait, that was a ridiculous amount of mana. Put upgrades on. The problem are, I don't know my keybinds. I forgot my keybinds. That's not good. It's been too long since I've played, and I'm being punished for it. I haven't lost yet. I am holding. I'm going to have to super wonkily try to get upgrades on things. Let me just try to see if I can learn my keybinds here, actually. That's just going to be a battle leap. I'm stuck in the air on the leap. What is happening? Okay, let's try to get an upgrade here. I'm gonna have to relearn my defenses here. Oh man, are my keybinds? We did it though. Are you kidding me? That's a big deal. That is my first ever wave. Dude, I couldn't even defeat a single wave. Like, screw a whole map. That was my first ever wave of a Ruthless map. And it wasn't even that bad. That was super doable. That was super doable. Oh, I'm hyped. Oh, I'm excited. This is so fun. It just feels so cool to be able to do the most. Like, you're when you jump from insane difficulty to nightmare, right? Like, that feeling is immeasurable. The difference between insane to nightmare is ridiculous. Nightmare is so much harder. It's like that for Ruthless. Like, Ruthless difficulty is, it's ruthless. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much harder it is and how difficult it is. I'm going to place some walls. I kind of don't want them to be outside of the aura stack, though. But actually, I'm going to place them over here. Also, this will allow them to take care of any wyverns on the way in. So, oh man, the first wave being completable just really makes me feel like this is so much more possible. I know it seems silly, but that's a massive step. I beat one Ruthless wave. Can I beat an entire map? Okay, we get a nice little archer wall set up around this first crystal. Now it's time to do that around the others. Might even have to set up some spiders and possibly a mage minion at each as well. I should have plenty of minion units. We can see 150 left to set up, so I'm not going to be worried about being scarce about the resources I actually put out. One of the most important walls to build is going to be this one right over here, because there's so many minions that can flood in here. I want to build it close enough to the position to where the things behind it, the crystal, the lightning tower, etc., can be safe, but I also want to catch enough of an angle to where I can actually properly take care of everything. There's just so many minions usually come from this direction, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to build this pretty big wall. I'm going to go ahead and put a spider behind them, and then I will also go ahead and put a mage minion over here because so much damage to be put onto this zone. This area as well, kind of far from other zones, so I'm going to put a mage minion here as well. I have 132 out of 150 units used at the moment. I think I do. Question is, do I have to put a minion wall over there? I don't think so, because even if the minions flood through, I guess the question is if they come over here, right? I think I end up having to put a minion wall here, and I kind of often forget this I forget this a lot on this map. But I think you do need a little minion wall here for this to be totally safe. So these three should be good. Should all protect that lightning tower, which I have to build a lot more lightning towers in a quick sec here. I could just go ahead and build a minion archer here, I guess, but it's kind of just one last little guy just hanging out. How much do I have exactly? I have one for a spider. I'm going to go put a spider here. I feel like one spider over here will do a lot of work. We'll go ahead and hop off of our summoner since we're pretty much done with him. Switch over to my mage, place as many lightning towers as I have defense units for, pretty much. This will hopefully up our damage to ludicrous degrees and just let us essentially kill everything before they can be a problem. The best defense is a good offense. I had to put these ones in kind of a wonky lines. I couldn't place it too close to the crystal, which was a bit of a problem. But we have 3 lightning towers there, 3 over here. We still have one put 3 over here. We still have a fair bit of how can I actually place this? I feel like they can smack these if they're right here. It's not a great position, but hopefully it's okay. We'll place a series EV booster there that could actually snag the spider. Now, I'm only at 102, out of 150 minion units, or defense units, which gets really interesting. So I actually have leftover for, I believe, deadly strike towers. I need more mana for them. Let me go collect. Oh, there's plenty of chests on the map that I can go grab, and also just check for mythical gear. I mean, I'm not going to pick any of this up. It's all just mythical, not quite the tier that I'm at the moment anymore, but still worth putting onto the map to get consumed for my total mana. I'm going to place a deadly strike tower over here, and it should be able to, if I place it like this, it should be able to hit down there and over here, I believe. So kind of a 2-for-1 in terms of positioning. We'll see if I regret that, but we're at 307 mana. With this mana, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have enough mana. Hilariously, that mana being the stop point here, the stopgap, I guess. I'm going to switch over to my Series EV to make sure I have enough mana to build these booster beams. Here's the first tower buff beam. There it goes, nicely on that lightning tower strip. Also, I did finally find the upgrade key. I know I feel like it must be annoying hearing me complaining about this for multiple episodes, but it is kind of frustrating. I mean, from a casual Dungeon Defender perspective, I guess. I mean, how casual is I'm not really sure, right? But with the amount of updates the game has, which is amazing, the game should get updated. But whenever the game is updated, it resets all of my settings. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. If you guys have a suggestion on why that's happening, but yeah, every time there is an update to the game, all of my hotkeys get reset, and I don't remember them. If there's a way to export them and save them, That would be amazing. I'd love to try to get on top of that and be better about that, but maybe just write it down on a notepad document. I obviously can work around it and find a way to solve this problem with a little more effort, but if there's something I can do that's a lot easier, it'd be nice. All right, all my booster beams have been built. I'm going to drop the little mana that I have and then switch on over to, I guess, my mage. I was going to say my mage to build some deadly strike towers, but I don't have the mana for it. So, you know what? Let's just over to the good old barbarian, get some smacks in, start the wave. Wish me luck. Wave 6 out of 11. This is wave 2 out of the ones I've attempted in terms of actual combat. 113 minions coming in. Some of those minions being killed really, really quickly. This is looking extremely excruciatingly doable. Oh, this might even be... Are you telling me that a Ruthless map might be easy? And not only is it an easy Ruthless map, but it's doable during the holidays, during October, for a nice little spooky thematic win? Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. What could be better about this? I'm going to hop over here. I was trying to get the mana, but I'm actually already full mana and didn't even realize. That's wild. If I'm full mana, I might as well go pump into upgrades, I guess. Probably should be dumping more of this into upgrades. I did not realize I was at full mana. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Being on Ruthless difficulty, the difficulty being so high, you just get so much more mana from the mobs and such. Makes sense. There's the wave complete. Not too shabby. Not even hard. I'm honestly kind of chilling. Coming up is wave 7. Amazing. I'm just thrilled. I'm just really happy. Let me go ahead and go check these chests, get mana, pump upgrades into things that are taking some damage. Things like all the aura stats could use at least one little upgrade. Alrighty, so in this position, I do want to go ahead and drop my mana and switch over to my mage. Just try to build whatever deadly strike towers I can, / where they can fit. So on this position in the map, for example, I do think I want to go ahead and build a deadly strike tower at the edge of this. I kind of want to clip it into this power booster beam. I don't know if that's quite on it. Let's see if we can check. I don't know if it's easy to tell. I don't think it's hitting that. I could be mistaken. Defense units, tower buff beam, 6 boosted towers. So that is the aura stack. Is that actually even missing possibly one of these? I don't think so. I think all of these are 3 beam. I don't think this is being hit. And that's okay. We tried our best. We could extend that. We might extend that to 5 units. It might be worth it. We'll see. But moving onward, we have... Oh, I don't have a... I thought I had a DST over here. I do not. Okay. Same thing. I want to try to clip it onto onto it, but I think I'm gonna have to extend those. I think have I upgraded those? Maybe I just let them be, honestly. I've got 11 defense units left. Is that enough for one more DST? It is, but I don't even know where I need it. This is just shockingly easier than I expected. I don't even know what to do. I'm kind of just chilling. I think I might get greedy here. I don't normally do, especially if like a map that like I'm new to and I haven't played very much. I'm gonna start pumping upgrades. And I think jamming through waves, and we're gonna turn this into a little bit of a speed run. It's not like, I don't know. It's funny because it's not like amazingly easy, but it feels pretty easy, especially like a Ruthless map. So we're gonna jump into it. Wave 7 out of 11 here. Let's literally just see how fast we can jam through this. Let's put mana into our tower buff beams whenever possible. Smack things around whenever possible. Get that extra mana from our genie. Taking a little bit of damage here, but it's not too bad. There's our max mana. Perfect. Beautiful. Head over here. Dump it into the tower buff beam. Jump back down. Pick up whatever mana we can. Smack around for whatever mana we can. That's enough for a 3-star upgrade. We'll head back up here. Get a nice 3-star upgrade on our tower buff beam. And then peace out. And that'll be this wave completed. 7 out of 11. I think I'm actually going to do the meme of just jamming into the next wave immediately as well. Like I said, I kind of want to test my limits. We can also upgrade the aura stacks from down here while picking up the mana. I'm going to spam Control G as soon as possible. We're going to speedrun a little bit. We're going to speedrun. No good drops, like no like Transcendence or whatever on the ground. We're just going to speedrun. We're going to Control G as soon as possible. Jump right back into the next wave. Build phase. I already pressed Control G. And it's still the game's still just going through all the motions. So we're gonna head over here. We're gonna pump some upgrades onto a few things. Jump down here, distract, pick up some mana. Get a little bit of lag because there's just so much happening. Take a little look at the a little wander at what the actual minions look like, because the masks, you know, the Halloween theme is what we're all here for. Why not enjoy that a little bit when you're, dude? Also the colors. This map is, oof. There are so many visuals going on. Good grief. Another wave complete, boys. 8 out of 11. I'm going to keep jamming. I think we're crushing. I think we're killing it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to press Control G as soon as possible and jump into things. Now, I will say the kobolds are trick-or-treating. I still, to this day, don't know like what our trick-or-treating means. I assume it just means they have like a small buff, or those minions will be out in a higher supply. A little more common, maybe. And to be fair, kobolds are probably one of the scariest minions to give a buff to, or to pump a lot of them out, you know? Kobolds can just end games in the snap of a finger. We're going to pump upgrades into all the ensnare auras, making sure everything is upgraded. Pump upgrades into whatever is over here, because why not? I might as well spend my mana somewhere. I'm mostly just chilling. Just mythical gear on the ground. No transcendence, no ultimates, no supremes. Nothing usable. We'll just keep jamming waves. It's so funny comparing this map to the Deeper Well. When Ruthless difficulty got released, the first thing I did, you know, the reasonable dungeon defender, the reasonable gamer, right? Oh, let me go attempt, I don't know, the first map of the game, you know, the easiest, the quote-unquote easiest map of the game on the hardest difficulty for the first time, and I got demolished, right? Playing the Deeper Well on Ruthless was ruthless. It was impossible. The video is called like how ruthless is ruthless. It was unbelievably ruthless. But now I'm over here playing the Halloween Spooktacular, and I'm not even a little bit spooked. It's actually pretty simple. All right, 395 minions coming in this time, which is honestly a significant increase from the previous waves. But, oh, I did not think about where I was standing. Wow. I don't know why I was so brave. I did not even mentally process that minions would just appear in front of me. I've never realized that you could just sit in a spawn like that. You usually can't do that. So, that was quite the shocker. You know what? That might have been the spookiest thing to happen on this map so far. A literal, actual jump scare. Look at these poor skeletons just down here, slowed to oblivion. Can't move, can't do anything. Just getting absolutely demolished. Not so scary now, huh, fellas, with some ensnare auras under your bones. Here we are, wave 10 out of 11 complete. This next wave is the final wave of the map, and it represents completing my first ever map on Ruthless difficulty. Can it be done? Can it be completed? Spoiler alert, I think it's going to be really easy, honestly. This was just night and day difference. This is amazing. I thought that it must have just been because of Deeper Well. I thought that I was not going to be able to do Ruthless difficulty content. I thought it was something that was out of my depth. I thought it was something that was too difficult, even for the stats that I have. I thought it wasn't going to be plausible, feasible, possible. I didn't think I could handle it. Yet here I am, just a few months later, with really, to be fair, extremely upgraded stats from the last time I tried it. Like, my stats have changed a ton. I've put billions of mana into upgrades since last attempting a Ruthless run. And you know what? Maybe this is just that paying off. But also, maybe I should have believed in myself a little bit more the whole time. And maybe I should have known that it was possible if you actually put your heart into it and really try out the different options and try out the different maps. There's my first ever Ruthless map defeated, being Spooktacular during October. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I enjoyed. It's a lot of fun. It's themed. It's a good meme. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you did not. And subscribe for Dungeon Defender content every other day. I'll see you guys later. Peace-a-rino. Yo, thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and a huge shout out to everybody listed here who goes above and beyond, supports the Patreon, and allows me to focus more on Dungeon Defenders content. Thanks again. Have a great day.